Prince Ali, fabulous he, Alibaba. I have a feeling a lot of people are going to hate me for the order in which I have ranked the Disney live action remakes. Sorry? I do like some of the recent remakes and some of them I really can't stand. So I thought it'd be quite fun to have a look at the recent remakes and rank them from worst to best. And I have a feeling that some of these opinions are going to be quite controversial, but I can't help it. So I did struggle to decide how far back to go with these, because I was thinking, will I go as far back as Alice in Wonderland? But I thought, no, I won't. Because at that point, that was just an innocent live action remake. It was only really around Maleficent when Disney kind of obviously thought, oh right, this works, let's make 10 billion live action remakes every year. And from then on, that's kind of when I feel like this became a thing for Disney. I'm going to go from then, and then I'm not going to include the new Lady and the Tramp, simply because I haven't seen it. I'm not even sure if you can see it in the UK. If anybody knows if I can, please let me know. So given my love of Helena Bonham Carter, my number 7 choice might actually surprise some people. It's Cinderella. Now Cinderella is not a bad film as such. The soundtrack was very nice, the characters were well developed enough, the story developed at a reasonable pace, the fairy godmother was drop dead gorgeous, of course she was, but I don't like the story of Cinderella, and this was a massive cash cow for Disney. Of course people are going to flock to see this timeless tale. Personally, I've seen so many Cinderella adaptations that I am so bored. Number 6, please don't hate me, it's Beauty and the Beast. Now visually this film was very compelling and I thought it was great. And at the time I watched it I thought, actually this is really good, I really like it. But the more I think about it, and as time has passed and I've had time to digest it, I just think it wasn't anything spectacular. Visually, yes, but as a narrative and telling the story, I feel like they did a lot wrong. Although Emma Thompson was gorgeous as Mrs. Potts and I absolutely love her. Number 5 is The Jungle Book, and the reason I've put this in here is partly because it just doesn't stand out as anything phenomenal, but also because I have no real connection with the story. Yes, I loved the film, the animation when I was a child, but as I grew up I lost that interest in it, so when there was the live action I just thought, yeah, whatever, not bothered. In fact I only saw it maybe last year, maybe even this year, and while it was good, I'd say parts of it are pretty forgetful. Number 4 is Aladdin and the Magic of the Genie. I am really impressed with how they handled the genie in this film. I thought Will Smith did amazing. Robin Williams is probably my 5 greatest inspirations. I love him to bits, and I was very nervous and I thought, they can't do this, this isn't right, they can't do this without Robin Williams. It worked really well. I was very impressed with the story. There were certain aspects of it that I thought could have been done a lot differently, that I think they could have maybe spent more time with. It wasn't as dark as I'd hoped, but the bits that they did do, I thought they did very well, and Will Smith made the genie his own, and he did a great job. Number 3 we have Mr. Burton's Dumbo. Dumbo as a story I was never bothered about. I was kind of scared of it as a child, and it's been a long time since I've seen the animation from start to finish. But the remake, the costumes were amazing. Of course it was Colleen Atwood. I thought Eva Green's casting was spot on, and the development of the narrative was exquisite. Yes, I know, I'm biased, I love him, I get that. The film flopped for a lot of people, and I understand that, but for me, just because I was watching it and thinking Burton was thinking of all this and directing this and seeing this, and it's just, for me, no, Dumbo is my number 3. So number 2, with this one you may be able to deduce what number 1 is, but number 2 is one that made me so nervous, and I was kind of almost angered when they announced it, and then they delivered it and it was perfect. And this is The Lion King. The Lion King is my childhood. It is my childhood favourite film. It is the film that I reenacted with my father. Yes, I used to push him off the sofa pretending he was Mufasa. And I had all the toys and loved it, and it was my childhood, and I was really worried that they were going to tamper with that. But really, I thought they did an absolutely fantastic job. It wasn't perfect. There were certain bits that they kind of tried to do from the original and kind of messed up. I had a lot of problems with some of the direct dialogue that they lifted but delivered in a different way that just didn't work and didn't feel right. But I'll be honest, it was beautiful. It was very emotional, and hats off to Disney. As far as their live actions go, I think they made the right decision with The Lion King. And number 1 is the absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, perfect Maleficent. I love her. She is my spirit animal. I've talked about this film a lot in a lot of my different Disney videos, so I won't go on too much, but I'll just say that Angelina Jolie is absolutely gorgeous as Maleficent, and I cannot wait for Maleficent 2. It has been far too long, and she's amazing, and I love her. And out of all the live actions, I do think, if they didn't create those films, fair enough, but this film needed to exist, and I'm so thankful that it does. Whether or not I'll say that about Maleficent 2, time will tell, but I'm really looking forward to it. So that's how I rank the Disney live actions. The big question is now, how does that compare to your list?